Gold and silver are great. They are amazing. They are the best thing in the world, is some of the things that you might hear. But I'm not a fan of that way of thinking. Nor am I a fan of a lot of things when it comes to gold and silver and the whole world of stacking. Now, I want to share today some of my pet peeves, hates, and things that I'm not a big fan of, but in a learning context. So what can we glean from the things that are not great about gold and silver? Everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to another Precious Metal Ramble. Now, I've been making videos for 6 years here on YouTube and stacking silver for a little longer than that, and I've observed quite a few things that I'm not a massive fan of. So in today's video, I want to do a little bit of a pet peeves style rant, a little bit of the things that I'm not a massive fan of. Now, I don't mean this to be a particular attack on any individuals or groups, and indeed, I actually want to learn from some of the things that I'm not a massive fan of. It's one of the things that I think makes my channel and my style a little bit different. I take arguments from both sides and I'll run with them and I'll see how that informs my learning. And I think that's the only way that we can go about these things. So whilst I'm not a massive fan of some of the things I'm talking about, it has instilled in me the way that I think about gold and silver and indeed content creation here on YouTube. So with that in mind, I want to talk about the first thing here, which is the biggest and most important thing for me, and that's negativity towards others. Not necessarily towards gold and silver. I've been overtly negative towards gold and silver on my channel for a long time. In fact, it's one of the things that gets the most views for me. But one thing that I really hate is this negativity that's thrown towards people who are not on the hype train. There's this contingent of gold and silver stackers out there that are very much of the mindset that if you're not on our side, you're against us. And I've been called so many times I've lost count, a CIA shill, a bankster shill. You know, I work for the Fed. I've been paid by the Comex to say all of these things that I sometimes say about silver in a negative light. And it's just, I guess it's a bit funny to me, but it's also a little bit, it can be grinding. It can be grinding because we're all on the same team. We really are. And a lot of the time you get this negativity thrown at you if you're not on this hype train, which I think is a little bit weird. And yeah, it's important to look at arguments from both sides. And I will, and I have looked at this. And you can look at my stack. I have a lot of silver in my stack. And you know, there are reasons why I have silver there that I think for the future will be good. But also, I think it's important to be grounded in where your opinions lie. Certainly when you're a content creator. So content creation is my next little pet peeve. Clicks and views are pretty much what fuel content, unfortunately. A lot of what I've created has been done not with that in mind, let's say. You know, I've done videos talking about the negativity of silver. Ironically, those have been one of my most viewed kind of topics of my channel. Maybe that's the audience that I've grown, but you do see more clickbait than ever before right now. Smaller channels coming in and doing the clickbait thumbnails with the, you know, with the face on it that looks shocked, or the to the moon and all of that. It's just annoying. It, I think, lowers the bar in terms of standards and quality. And a lot of people say the memes, the fun, it's all about the fun, and I would disagree. I think social responsibility, social media responsibility is more important than it has ever been. Certainly when it comes to things which involve money and finances. And a lot of, I think what we do currently in the silver and gold community will one day end. I genuinely firmly believe that at some point someone in power will go, whether it's at YouTube or in government, will go, hang on a minute, these armchair financial advisors that are just saying not financial advice are really giving financial advice, and it's not really something that's very good. So that's something that I think is really important for a lot of content creators to realize, that just doing something for the clicks, doing something for the clickbait is negative and not great. But at the same time, I get it. You know, if you're there, you got this opportunity to make some cash, people will do it, and that's the sad fact of the matter for it. The next thing is a kind of similar line there, which is like affiliate bonus codes and essentially shilling and pumping up these type of things. I've never really been a fan of affiliate bonus codes. I've had the odd one here and there, but they've not really necessarily been something that I'm willing to shout out in every single video. Go and buy from my link down in the description. Don't forget to check out this special package that I've put together. There's a reason for that. I think it's important to be impartial and unbiased, on these things. I think the secondary part is that I'm talking from, I suppose, a slight position of luxury in that I retail my own products. So, I don't necessarily need to have these affiliate bonus codes there to have that passive income coming in. But even like my products, for example, I won't promote them. I won't necessarily, I make videos showing them and promoting them, but in every single video I don't go, by the way, go and buy my poured silver, it's down in the description box below. I don't do that. I could have said something here at the start of the video about these 100 gram bars, but I didn't, and I won't. And for a lot of my videos I also don't do that as well. The next thing that I don't like about gold and silver, which is kind of transcending, I suppose, social media and YouTube, is the conspiracy theory side of it. I got into gold and silver because I saw at that particular time in 2015 that silver was very low. I was Googling out there, what is a good buy in 2015, and gold and silver came up on that list of things to buy. And then I fell down the rabbit hole, as I think a lot of people can attest to. That is very easy to do. And I bought some silver. So I was in this fortunate situation where I was able to get hold of cheap silver and gold. But I very quickly saw that there was this conspiracy theory niche that's there about real money and fiat currency and devaluation of currencies, and how gold and silver is the only way to protect against that. And the banksters are controlling it, and they're manipulating the price. And there is some scary stuff out there about this, but I'm not a subscriber to the big idea of a conspiracy theory. I'm not anti-government. Not anti-taxes even. I like taxes. I like paying my taxes. A lot of people are like, why do you like paying taxes? It's theft. It's legalized theft. It's not. It's tax. You pay tax, you get services out at the other end. How good a value that service is down to, of course, the government and how they use that tax. But I'm a big fan of paying taxes. And in the UK, I like the fact that we have free healthcare. I mean, it's free healthcare. You'll have that in inverted commas because you're paying for it. But you look at the rest of the world and you think sometimes we are very lucky here. So this anti kind of tax, this anti-establishment movement that comes from gold and silver isn't great, and I don't like it. It's not for me at all. The last thing that I don't like is when you get people who cut corners, and that's something that's a real big pet peeve of mine, and that's something that I've had to bite my tongue on quite a lot over the last 6 years of doing videos. If it's cutting corners on a piece of content that they're doing where it's just not right, it's just not factually correct, they've made mistakes. I've made mistakes before as well, don't get me wrong, but I try and do as much due diligence as possible. But when there are people who will overtly break rules, whether it be just simply on advice they're giving, and advice is a really difficult thing to give, I think, on YouTube, and there are a lot of rule breakers out there and people who will say, oh, taxes you don't need to do, you don't need to worry about this, you can use all of these different loopholes and things like that. It's like, that's not the right thing to do. And loopholes, I guess you could potentially look to use them if they are legal, but the cutting corners is really, really important not to do. So that's, I think, some of my summary of the pet peeves and things I don't like about silver and gold that are out there. I think it's really important to remind you that I'm not necessarily after any particular individuals or groups, and I do genuinely respect anybody's opinion on gold and silver. So even if you disagree with what I've got to say, I'd love to hear from you. So please feel free to comment down below with your thoughts and opinions on any of the bits and bobs that I've talked about in today's video. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're a BYB Rambling Society member and you've listened to the end, thank you, you are cool. Otherwise, that's it from me. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.